Right, so episode 3 of how to use NotebookLM. Now, we've looked at how to upload data, different sources of data that you can upload, how to ask questions and create your own unique language model. That's really cool. We also looked at how to create infographics and one of my favorites, mind maps. We've sort of looked at the basics of NotebookLM so far, but let's look at some other features which, again, are typically very underused features. The first one is for creating data tables, and this is extraordinarily powerful. Where you could use this really well is if you were trying to build a quick competitor matrix, upload 5 or 6 competitors, and then get NotebookLM to build a data table comparing all those competitors. The other use is that we're going to look at today is for blog posts, and there's so many different ways of creating reporting and different views. But if you want the framework for a blog post, I'd still encourage you to go and make your own updates, changes, put your own personal touch on it. But if you want a sort of framework based on a load of research, then try the blog post function. What we're talking about is the strategies and methods for client acquisition using LinkedIn. And we've asked various questions here, but now we want to get a data table. We want to sort of start to pull this information into a logical fashion. And this is where NotebookLM is really powerful. I chose data table, and if you hit the little pencil there, you can choose the language that you want the data table creating in, and also you can give some information about what you'd like in the data table, and then you hit generate. It usually takes about 2 minutes to create, so I've created one already, and we can export that to an Excel sheet using Google Sheets. But just to give you an idea of the information that it pulls, here it's taken all the information from the 3 different sources and then broken it down into 4 different strategies, focus areas, and all the information that you need, which is totally cool. The other thing I want to show you today is on the studio is blog posts. And look, let's face it, we all know there's quite a lot of AI generated slop out there, but if you go to the reports function, you can create your own format. You can create a briefing doc, a study guide, a blog post. So I went for blog post. And where it's really useful is that it's taken all that information and built the framework of a blog post. So stop hunting, start attracting, the counterintuitive blueprint for winning high ticket clients on LinkedIn. And then you've basically got an article or a blog post. Now, I would strongly recommend that you go through and then edit these and put your own spin on it, etc. But as a framework, that's pretty strong. So that wraps up part 3. In the final episode of this mini series of how to use NotebookLM, we're going to be looking at the coolest features in NotebookLM. That's how to create explainer videos or videos in general using the data that you've collected and uploaded, and also, quite unbelievably, you can even create your own podcasts. So I'll see you in a few days' time for that episode.